interesting these last few
It's not a
weeks.
good time to pretend to be a lawyer either.
Well,
We've got this from the Gawker.com, Brooklyn lawyer arrested for not actually being a lawyer.
ooh.
Here we go. Can we say practicing law?
Bertrand?
I mean, this guy's impersonating an attorney.
Impersonating a fiction. That's like more insane than insane.
The man accused of identity theft was in a federal court today after he was exposed as having impersonated Stephen G. Dickerman, a lawyer with an office in Brighton Beach, Brooklyn, that has been involved in at least 12 federal cases since 2012. As arraignment today, the man's lawyer insisted on the charade, telling the judge, "I can clarify that the name of my client is Stephen G. Dickerman." The government has really no idea who the defendant is at this point, Prosecutor Lan Nigan said today in court. Not even the man's fiancée is sure who he really is.
Oh, this is funny. They had a question of his reality. And automatically he's a felon if he claims that dead name, remember? 18 U.S.C. 1342.
Sure.
That's funny.
Owing to the man's unconfirmed identity, the judge denied him bail.
This is too much. This is too much celebration.
I don't know who this gentleman is, Judge Raymond E. Rise Jr. said. According to the New York Times, the man took advantage of the lapsed law license of the actual Stephen G. Dickerman, a lawyer with a 40-year career.
No,
That was from the American...
The real fictional name and address.
Right.
Funny.
Yeah,
He
so...
couldn't see him because he's simply dead. We don't know who he is. He's lost at sea. Oh no.
Yeah, 2009, individual claimed to be Stephen G. Dickerman showed up at the registration's office and received a copy of the delinquent notice form, which included the lawyer's social security number, date of birth, the law school he attended, and his attorney registration number.
He was rolled on by all the other attorneys. That's funny. They just gave him all of his information. That's terrible.
In the section of the form allowing for changes in personal information, the man claiming to be a lawyer wrote that his name was Shomo D. Dickerman and listed a new business and home address, the affidavit says. He signed the form and paid $350 registration fee. When Shomo Dickerman paid his registration fee, the next year he included a letter explaining that he was using the first name Shomo because it was his Hebrew name.
He's claiming all sorts of titles.
The name change was not made, even as Shomo filed subsequent requests because legal documentation was required. To assume Dickerman's identity, the Times reports, the fake Dickerman also listed having received a law degree from New York University. The imposter would charge $400 an hour for his services.
He's a real boy, just like Pinocchio.
He did not appear necessarily to be a good lawyer. He didn't appear to be a non-lawyer, David S. Stone of Stone and Magnanimity told the Times. But the FBI was apparently suspicious early on and began the investigation.
Not a good show. I like this one.
Let's see here. By the summer, federal authorities had become suspicious. At a seemingly routine hearing in July on a class action case that the suspect had filed 2 months earlier, agents of the Federal Bureau of Investigation quietly observed the proceedings. One of the agents had already met the real Stephen G. Dickerman, the affidavit says. 2 weeks later, 2 FBI agents posing as potential clients arrived at the Brighton 11th Street address of the suspect. Taking notes on a legal pad, the man said he would represent his client for a $10,000 retainer and $400 an hour.
Wow.
He handed over his business card. It read Shomo G. Dickerman, J.D., LLM, Esquire. According to Sheepshed Bites, authorities raided the fake Dickerman's office earlier this week, and none of the other lawyers there had been charged. Prosecutors suspect based on the driver's license found on the suspect when he was arrested by the police. that the man might be Stephen H. Dickerman, who appears to be a disbarred attorney with a criminal history. Megan said Stephen H. Dickerman has been convicted twice of grand larceny and spent 3 years in prison. Prosecution is awaiting results from a fingerprint analysis. I suppose that's why he didn't renew his bar card, because he was in jail.
Poor guy, nobody knows who he is. He's lost.
Not a good idea.
Somebody needs to go salvage him. He needs to be looked for.
You know, it's not a good idea to impersonate an attorney at this time. Not a good idea. Well, it's good. It's good for us.
You have him running away, and then you have him pretending to be attorneys. That other one was, what did she do? She whittled off her fingerprints or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, no fingerprints on that female that's trying to
escape.
Yeah, escape.